Chapter 14. The Invisible Man went on. The sky that day threatened more snow before nightfall. If the flakes settled on me, they'd expose me. I had to find someplace warm, where I could rest and think and make plans. I had no way of getting inside locked houses, and I couldn't risk opening indoors to let an invisible body enter. But when I found myself standing outside the Omnium department store, I knew I could get inside to find the food, clothing, and money I needed. I waited until the doorman opened the door for a customer and hurried in with her. I wandered about the store until I found a warm corner beside a pile of mattresses. I sat there for several hours making my plans. Once the store closed, I would find something to eat, gather the clothing I needed for my disguise, take some money from the store's registers, get a good night's sleep on one of the store's beds, then go out the next day and pick up my notebooks. Did it work? Not as I had hoped. I managed to locate all the money, clothing, and food I need, then went to sleep on a pile of soft quilts stacked in the middle of the floor. But the store opened before I was awake, and I was sighted. I jumped up and began to run wildly past shocked salespeople. Up one aisle and down another I darted, a headless figure in trousers, coat, gloves, shoes, and hat, until I realized I had to get them all off until I was off to escape. So I dropped behind the counter and pulled off everything. And did they find you? Asked Kemp. Certainly not. I managed to get out just as the police were coming in. But now I had no clothing, no money, and no idea what to do next. And I couldn't eat while I was on the run, for the food would be visible inside me until my stomach fully digested it. I never thought of that, said Kemp. But was the snow a problem? No, it had already melted, but it did alert me to other dangers of weather. Rain would make me a watery outline, much like the outline of a bubble, and fog would do the same. So even though the snow wasn't a problem, the day was very cold and windy, and I knew I had to find clothing fast. I was already starting to feel a cold coming on and had to stifle my sneezes as I hurried through the streets. A while later, I had better luck in a small costume shop on a deserted side street where no one saw me open a door. The owner was in the back eating his lunch, but he must have had very sharp ears, for he hurried out to the front when I entered and looked around. Seeing nothing suspicious, he returned to the kitchen and to his meal, or so I thought. I was standing in front of a rack of clothes when I saw the man return, this time waving a revolver and shouting, "Who's there? I heard you. You better come out or else." And he let go several shots, one of which missed me only by inches. But I took care of him. Good heavens, man. Did you kill him? No. Well, at least I don't think so. I hit him from behind with a stool and gagged him and tied him up in a sheet so he wouldn't see me putting on my disguise. Oh, Kemp, don't glare at me like I was a murderer. It had to be done. He had a revolver and I couldn't let him describe me. But the man was in his own house and you were robbing him. So you're blaming me for that, are you? And what exactly are you planning to do? Kemp drew in his breath and suddenly changed his tone. He couldn't risk angering Griffin at that moment. Yes, I guess you're right. You were in a fix and you had to defend yourself. So what did you do next? I gathered the clothing I needed, along with dark glasses, whiskers, a wig, and of course all the silver shillings and gold that the man had in his cash drawer. I was now ready to go out into the world. And you left the man tied up in the sheets? Asked Kemp as he paced back and forth in front of the window. Why not? He probably untied himself or kicked his way out eventually. My only concern at that moment was to find food. I knew I couldn't go into a restaurant and eat in public, so I chose one that had private dining rooms, explaining that I was badly disfigured and preferred to eat alone. The invisible man paused and seemed to turn his body towards Kemp, who was still pacing in front of the window. Eager to keep his guests talking, the doctor asked, "And you went to Ipping next?" "Yes. I shipped my books there ahead of me, along with the clothing and equipment I had bought. I planned to work in Ipping, undisturbed. I had one hope, and I still have it, that I can get back to being visible, but only when I choose and only after I've done all that I intend to do invisibly. And that, Kemp, is what I need your help for." "I won't help you attack people like those you attacked in Ipping." "They'll recover. But that Thomas Marvel will not. Not when I get my hands on him. He'll pay for what he's done to me, and so will anyone else who tries to interfere with my plans. I'll kill them. I'll kill them all."